Hello and welcome to another Toys R Us video. This one is in Auburn, and this one is especially important because when I was a kid, being dragged to the mall over there, the Auburn Mall, every now and then, as kids, they would come over here to this Toys R Us, which had the original mansard roof, the primary color vertical stripes, and Jeffrey the Giraffe. And we would go in on the left side right there, and pretty much right at that corner would be the handheld LCD games. Not Tiger, this was before then. So we're looking at this one. They're now at the point of 60% off, and a sign that says store closing this location only. It's all of them. So this one's going to be hard because it's busy, and this was the only time I had to do this one, being that I was recording other stuff, and there's people around, so aim down. So one, we're going to be incognito again, and because there's so many people, I'm not going to edit the crap out of the video if I'm getting people. I mean, the professionals get them as clear as day, and they don't edit out. And we are protected by the fact that it is a public place. It's a private entity, but it's a place invited to by the public. So unless there's signs clearly posted, we can record video. And per usual, we do not try to get kids. Definitely not kids or any others. Let's just see what we can do. As I said, it's being done incognito. The camera I'm using does not have a viewfinder, so I could not tell that it was actually crooked. So my apologies for everything leaning. Have no control over that, even though I positioned everything. Anyway, we're just going down the aisles that show a lot of emptying out. We're not going to spend a whole ton of time. So it's also very busy, so it's going to be very hard to get any kind of video footage. And right away, I found the men's room, so right away we're gonna go and check out how bad it is. Holy crap, they let the restrooms go. And I'm peeking before I show you the toilets. Yeah. And the child seat doubles as toilet paper holder, because replacing that is too difficult. Restroom should be in good service. No, it isn't. Yeah, it looked terrible. Also, just to point out, there was a break in the video because right at that point, an employee walked right in. But I was killing the camera at that point anyway, so no one saw anything. So we are in the Lego department. There are some shelves that show that it's emptying out, others that aren't. And like I say, I'm going to apologize for the video being a bit jerky because I was trying to get out of people's way pretty quick. Plus I was just trying to get it done as fast as possible because, like I said, it's crowded, and I didn't like the fact that there were a lot of people, especially kids, in here. And as I mentioned before, just like the pros, I'm not going to bother editing people out. I mean, they let it slide. I'm going to let it live too, only because it was unavoidable this time around. So, I mean, you can see some holes in the... I mean, a little hole here and there in terms of merchandise, but not a whole ton. There were instances that I could make a strange turn here and there just to make sure I don't get a kid or two in frame. May have worked, might not have. I was actually attempting to get a picture of that train table there, but that didn't work. Like I said, it's just a guesstimate as to where the thing's pointing. So it's entirely, and I mean entirely random. So here we are in the more toys there, younger kids, and here I am trying not to get people in view, but it just didn't work. You could tell. Like I said, It's just unavoidable because it was so crowded. And the editing would be a major pain, so I'm just leaving it as is because, like I said, the pros do, everybody else does, so when in Rome. Now the baby section, which was really hard to get, does show a bit of emptying shelves. And you can see that I'm making turns because I'm trying to avoid other people. Quick movement because I'm trying to get out of people's way. Very, very difficult. I know I'm repeating myself. And yeah, I mean, most of the stuff we're at 30 to 40% off in case of the baby stuff. They're still a bit stingy with the 20. Here's some empty shelves. I mean, that's a thing. That's starting to become a thing, even though they're being stocked. The funny thing about being stocked is they wanted this whole proceedings to end this month, and they're saying it's going to go all the way to August, much longer than they expected. I guess they had a lot of stuff in the warehouses they got to clear out. So again, we're looking at baby stuff yet again, and once again trying to get the empty shelves while trying and failing miserably at not getting people. And where I'm trying to move fast, that's where the picture gets a little jerky. So baby carriages, yeah, most of them still pretty much available. You may hear some background noise in this recording because, unlike a lot of people, I don't live in a soundproof bunker. I have really crappy windows that let any sound in. So yeah, every now and then you might hear an ambulance or a dog bark. Unfortunately, I don't have the ultimate ideal situation for recording audio for dubbing tracks like this. So here we are again, looking at girls' toys. And I wasn't 100% sure how this is going because some of it is a bit random. Like toys going where they really shouldn't. And here are the bike racks, which kind of look like the Leominster store when I was there. Very empty. And here I am again trying to get around people and trying to do it quick. Hence the jerky video. Alright, now we got around them, so now we can slow down a little bit. And here are the bigger bikes. Pretty much almost entirely empty. Just a bike or two here and there. Compared to the Leominster one, it's still pretty full. And here we are again trying to... That's definitely trying not to get a kid on camera. Which is really hard to do when you can't see what your camera's doing. You know, some more recreational stuff. Roller skates, backpacks. Like I said, I'm moving pretty quick, and I've recorded this days after the fact, so it's been several days since I recorded this video, so I don't quite remember what departments were where and where some of the haphazard placement of newly received stock is going. Very difficult to get anything because, like I said, they are restocking the shelves. So there's a lot of places where it's just not appearing as if the place is going out of business quite yet. I'm sure some of the underperforming stores, they're going to actually start letting everything thin out and then just call it good. And here's the WWE stuff, and at that point I was actually attempting to try to get that giant figurine in view and failed miserably. The camera's pointing way to the left. It was a blind shot and I tried. It didn't work. Can't quite remember the name of the wrestler because I kind of stopped watching because they abandoned over-the-air broadcasts. Although they're now going to come back to that. And we got one of these arches here. In this case, it's more for Star Wars. But before we go through that, we're looking at more stuff and heading into the video game section. As you can see, the the tablets are starting to get low in numbers. The video games themselves are especially getting low. They're trying to do facing with the video games, and it's not really working too well because it's literally one, maybe 2 packs deep wherever any of the games are, and they're just throwing random stuff in the video games section that has absolutely nothing to do with the video games. So yeah, like we got some of these random toys, and well, we got some movies and videos. That's actually a thing that kind of belongs. 50% off. Call of Duty stuff. Very, very random. That's why I can't quite tell you exactly what we're looking at, because it's very difficult to point out what's what. They just stopped trying, and they're just throwing stuff around. And they do have a Claire's section, which looks like it's pretty full. So apparently there's plenty of Claire's stock, at least in the general area, that's still available and enough to keep filling shelves. Yes, and I know I've repeated this, but there's something I forgot to mention is I am, like I said, trying not to get people, and I don't know where the camera is exactly pointing, so when I think I might not be getting somebody, as you might have seen, I've actually got them dead on and very clearly. So, like I said, I try not to, and you might have noticed before I entered the door, I stopped. That was because I was looking for signs saying that photos or videos are not allowed. Some Toys R Us had them. I did not see one at this location, so I'm officially in the clear. And, like I said, there wasn't much to show you, but I decided to restart the hidden camera to show you that there were massive lines, and the exit was literally completely blocked shut. You had to wait in line with people buying stuff to get out. So I did what I didn't like to do, but needed to do, and that was exit out the entrance. I generally hate to do that, but I kind of had to do that if I wanted to get out. There was literally no way out. They force you into a line. There's no longer a way. See, I'm getting in that person's way, and I felt bad for them. There was no way to get out of the exit, so I let all the people out. I let all the people in first, and then I went out. Yeah, this store was a bit too random to give a description, so that's pretty much the best I could do. Well, that definitely wasn't a perfect run. I probably got kids nice and clear, but like I said, if it's too often, I'm not going to bother editing, because people that do this for a living and more brazenly let it slide, so I tried where I could, but it was nearly impossible. Unfortunately, I felt bad doing this. I had to go out the indoor because literally the line to get out was entirely blocked. You couldn't get out the exit door if you wanted to. So yeah, that's this adventure. As we aim away from people, the Toys R Us next to the Auburn Mall. And there's the Sears. Probably another thing that'll die and disappear soon. Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.